Today is the 10th of February 2016. It's noon. I just waited for the bells to stop ringing. to stop ringing. It's about 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it's snowing. It's a very light snow. It's been raining for the last 2 weeks basically. It's been very gray, very dismal weather. And today it's cooled off. It's been in the, I guess about 40s, mid 40s Fahrenheit. And today it dropped, the temperature dropped, so it stopped raining and started snowing again. I thought I'd make a video to bring you up to date, catch you up a little bit on what's been going on here, why we haven't made any videos. It's been on the one hand, a relaxing time. On the other hand, it's been a kind of frustrating time because there is an awful lot that we would like to be doing and it just hasn't been possible. I thought I'd try this little camera today. It's an SJ cam. I'm looking, I can see my, what it is seeing in my cell phone here. And it looks like it's looking pretty much at what I'm looking at. As I get closer to things, of course, then the angle isn't actually right anymore, so I have to get used to it a little bit. I have no idea how it's going to work. I bought it rather than a GoPro because it's like a quarter of the price, and I'm not sure I'm going to be using it very much. I thought if I like it and if the quality of this camera isn't very good, I'll buy a GoPro then, but at least I'll have some, I'll know whether I want to bother with it or not. We're on the third floor here of our 4-story home. This is my room that you've seen me do some of the woodworking in. I did the baseboards and filling in some of the area around the beams that we left free here. I'm using this room temporarily as a sorting room for my pictures and slides. And that's what I've got here. You can see the piles of boxes here. Well, there's an empty one there, but most of them are full of slides. And I've got a sorting table here where I can look at my slides and pick out the ones that I want to keep. Almost all of my slides are in plastic boxes like this. They take a lot of room, of course. I have approximately 10,000 slides, and these boxes are very practical, but as I say, they take up a lot of room. So I'm sorting through to find the ones that I want to keep. I have other ones in boxes like this, which are very impractical, of course. They can be used to put them into magazines for the projector, but I haven't been using the projector. This is just like I say, a little catch-up video, and I'm hoping that I can remember a few of the things I wanted to say. I was going to actually make some notes, but then I thought that's maybe a little silly. Maybe it's a little silly having this camera on my head too, because it's not looking at anything particularly interesting here. I think I'll take it off, in fact. So see, I can actually control it from my cell phone here. And turn it off. So
last weeks, yes. One of the things, some of you know that Karen had an operation a couple of weeks ago. She was in the hospital for 4 days, recovering. It was minor surgery basically, but it's a full narcosis, full anesthesia. So of course it takes a while to recover from that, and also she needed time to recover from the actual operation. She started back to work on Monday, day before yesterday, and she's doing fine. The operation was, as I say, considered minor surgery. They did it laparoscopically. She had what they basically hernia in the abdomen, not like men get, but hernia, herniated muscle in the abdomen, the abdominal wall. So they had to put a net in between the layers of skin to keep things together again. She's had 4 operations for this over the years, but this is the first time they've used one of these nets, and we think that it's going to be the solution to the problem. As a consequence, she hasn't been able to do any kind of work. She hasn't been able to lift anything, or she wasn't even supposed to even bend over much. So we just had a very, what should I say, very quiet, peaceful time here at home. Drank quite a lot of coffee, and that's why I'm going to take you downstairs. I'm going to use this little camera and take you downstairs, and we're going to roast some coffee together. I'll do that in another video because not everybody will be interested in that. I have not repaired my sample roaster, but I've been roasting coffee for over 15 years, and I have four roasters I've accumulated over the years, and I still, the previous one to the one that I use now was quite good. It's called a hot top, made in Taiwan, and it's a very nice roaster. Its limitation is that you can only roast about less than ½ pound of coffee at a time, and it has to cool down in between roasting sessions, so it takes quite a long time to roast a kilo of coffee, which makes sense for us because we drink a kilo approximately every 2 weeks, and that's the time that I like to keep my coffee. I don't like to keep it any longer than that. That's just the right amount for us. So, but I'm going to use that roaster today. Another thing that I'm particularly that I wanted to be sure to mention is that it has been 2 years since I finished my chemotherapy, and I had an exam this last October and was cancer-free, so I'm very pleased about that. 2 years. You're never free of cancer once you've had it, and quite honestly, I think you're never free of cancer anyway, because if you haven't had it, you're either going to get it or you're going to die of something else sooner. I think almost everyone will eventually get some form of cancer. That seems to be the general opinion of cancer scientists these days. However, 2 years is a good time. I'm also very thankful to the excellent surgeon who did the operation, removed part of my large intestine with the tumor in it, and he's a very good, an excellent surgeon, and he did seem to do a very good job, so I thank him. Beyond that, not much going on, as I said. I've done a little bit of low-level carpentry these last few days, a few weeks, off and on when I've had a chance or when I felt like it. Played an awful lot of Fallout. I'm at level 81. If that doesn't mean anything to you, that's fine. It just means I've been spending an awful lot of time at the computer, and it's little wonder that I have trouble with my eyesight at the moment. I do enjoy the game very much. And there you are. That's it. There is no work in the garden at this time. Oh, but I did see something yesterday, and I'm going to put that onto this video right here. I was looking out in the yard. Karen had told me she saw a larger bird in the backyard, and she didn't know what it was. And yesterday, I happened to be looking out the window, and I grabbed my video camera with a long telephoto lens and was able to get a couple of pictures and also a short video of a sparrowhawk sitting in our garden. This explained why all of our songbirds disappeared suddenly. We feed the birds, and normally the yard has been full of small songbirds, but they just disappeared all of a sudden, and then I saw the sparrowhawk sitting out there. So enjoy the picture of this bird. It's a European sparrowhawk. It's the smallest bird of prey, I think, in Europe, and they're very interesting to watch because they can hover like a kite, and they hover over the ground and look for mice and anything else that can serve as food for them. So that's about it for today. Thank you all for putting your videos up, and thanks for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for liking and for commenting. I appreciate the comments especially. Until this afternoon when I do my roasting.